orthopedics. You know, you got Mo Brown there that stays extremely busy doing what he does. So it would seem to me that there could be some sort of volume discount offered to the community, because he maximizes his presence over there, is probably your biggest revenue enhancer. And with the volume of work he does, makes me wonder why it cost me, well, it didn't cost me, but why I was charged $16,000 to have a spur removed from my shoulder. Now, of course, the hospital wouldn't pay that because my insurance companies, you know, told you what they would allow and you accepted that.
So what I would recommend at this point is maybe come and talk to us directly on this. I think that the questions you have fall a little bit out of the scope of the conversation that we're hoping to have tonight surrounding the conversion agreement. We can address your specific bill and go through those charges with you. As far as whether Mo carries the day for the hospital or not, that's part of our business operations and analysis that we perform. And as far as his volume versus other private clinics or elsewhere, you know, that's to be analyzed and to be discussed.
Okay. You know, I don't have a lot of heartburn with that, but my comments go to the question and discussion about the impact of going nonprofit with Bingham taking over. Will those costs be reanalyzed, and can we expect to see reductions in those types of surgeries?
Outside of that conversion agreement, those costs have already been reanalyzed. We've done that. We've done the comparison through a group called Cleverly and Associates, who is very nationally known in being able to do a price comparison with peer hospitals within the region and so forth. And so we've performed that, and we're actually, as Virgil mentioned, in the process of making adjustments accordingly.
Thank you.
Next question. How will this conversion affect current employees?
Well, under state statute, every employee who is a current employee at time of conversion, who is in good standing with the organization, will have their position. That is the state statute. The state requires that everybody keeps their job.
Do you feel this conversion is best for the hospital right now? This is kind of directed to all of you. Do you feel this is the best today?
I think you should start.
Is this on a personal basis or a professional basis?
It's both.
Yeah, kind of both.
Timing's everything.
Remember, you're under oath, too.
Yeah. Right. And I believe that the trustees and the county commissioners vetted all the options over the last 3 or 4 years as to what would be best for our community. And we have a very willing player in this agreement with Bingham. We've had a working relationship with them for the last 2 years. We know what they bring to the table, and the timing is right. A year from now, there could be different options, but we have this option. We are as stable financially as we've ever been. Our cash reserves are the best they've been in long-term memory as well as recent, and so if we were still struggling like we were 2 years ago, no one would be entertaining any options for us at all. So it's more of the timing. This assessment as to what model would work best for our community was done well over a year ago and had to be tabled because of the cost, the risk, and the what?
The timing.
And the timing. And those are completely different today. The risk is minimal. We can afford to do the research, and so the timing is right for the moment.
And I would say I find myself to be the senior member up here. And I clearly remember 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And I would say that when Bingham did come in and get the consultant agreement, they were on the floor almost every day, working with our staff, giving us tools, giving us information. Sometimes they were, absolutely on the floor right next to us working. And it just seems that when you're doing a business transaction that's so important and significant as this, you want to be dancing with a partner that you know. And I think that it's of great comfort. And I don't mean that in some kind of fluffy psychological way, but we know how they operate. We know how successful they are. They're a known entity, and I think that speaks volumes as well.
Jason, do you need me to add?
Yes.
Okay. I agree with what both of them have already said. The other thing that I would add on there on the more my personal thoughts are, what does the community want or expect versus my own personal opinion? Also, what has the board decided? Because the board and the county commissioners are really the ones who are the head of this organization. They set the direction and the agenda, and we are the boots on the ground that accomplish it. And I've been thinking about this quite a bit lately, and I don't mean to trivialize anything by using this analogy, but I consider it, my father was in the Navy for 31 and a half years, and I never had the opportunity to serve myself because of a knee, but I somewhat see it like that, is that the county and the board of directors have made a decision based on their history here, their knowledge of the community, which is a lot greater than my knowledge. As Virgil said, I just arrived here. It feels like a long time ago because I've really vested myself in the community and in the organization, but it's only been since February 7th. And the county commissioners and the trustees know who the residents are. And so I rely on their expertise of the community and their knowledge and the struggles that this place has been through, and view it as more following my leaders going through this. So the reason I used the military analogy, like I said, wasn't to trivialize anything, but was to say that no matter what decision is made by the board or the county commissioners, we have a team that can accomplish it. And that's what we're tasked to do. That's what every organization, the CEO down, is tasked to do, is accomplish what the board wants them to do. And that's what we're here to do. And we'll make it work.
All right, thanks. All right, now we're going to turn over to the audience here to ask questions. If you just want to come, if you have a question, come up to the microphone, state your name. And when you ask a question, if you can ask a specific question and not like 4 at a time, just so they can answer it.
I swear I think you can hear me. But I appreciate you all coming out tonight. We truly needed to do this. But to me, the most important piece here tonight is a representative of the Board of Trustees, or the County Commission for that matter. Because as you just said, they're the decision makers. And I think that's what scares me the most about this. I've had some time to think about this. And I think the solution to this is for Bingham to buy the hospital. Because what we're doing is we're turning this hospital over to an unelected, essentially self-appointed board over whom the taxpayers will have absolutely no control. So we have a private, nonprofit board running one of the largest county assets we have. And, my very brief exposure to the board was not good. And I think that the plan should be made to sell this asset to this nonprofit. Because what we're doing is we're giving this huge asset to a group we'll have no control over. And if you all run up a humongous debt, and I've seen it happen before